morning, and welcome to this week's edition of Marquette in Motion. We're your hosts, Hallie Kilberg
and Miranda Peters. On today's show, we'll be informing you on next week's parent-teacher conferences,
serving up all the details on the St. Donatus steak fry,
answering all of your questions and You Ask, We Answer,
sharing all the results and happenings regarding Marquette sports and events,
interviewing Marquette senior Madeline Jackson,
and updating you on the progress of the new parish center, gym, and cafeteria.
Now, you may have driven by the church and school and noticed all the headway that's happening with Phase 3.
It's a very exciting time for St. Joseph's Parish and Marquette Catholic, and we thought our listeners may like an update.
For that reason, we've invited our principal, Mr. Kaiser, to join us this morning to give us all an inside scoop on how the project is progressing.
Hello, Mr. Kaiser.
Good morning.
Okay, so first of all, for those listeners who may not know, can you tell us a little bit about what exactly is being built during the Phase 3 construction?
Absolutely. It is a very exciting time of construction going on just outside of our school walls. In fact, the street between the two schools is where the majority of the construction is happening right now. We are building a cafeteria, as well as a practice gym and a reception hall. And there's also another building that's being added, and that is a parish center area, not just for the parish of St. Joseph's, but also for all the local parishes in the surrounding area.
What has been done or built thus far?
Anyone who's driven by our campus anytime recently has seen that there are walls going up in our new buildings, that we already have shingles on the new roof, and windows and other things should be coming in pretty soon. So it is an exciting time and exciting construction, and a lot of progress has been made in just a short amount of time. Of course, in order to get all of the steel beams and everything else ready, the ground needed to be leveled. They installed the basement into the parish center. So a lot of things that you can't really see have also been happening, but the work that you can see has been remarkable.
Yeah, it seems like a lot's been going on. Would you say that we're ahead, behind, or right on track with construction? And when can we expect to see the school done?
These are excellent questions, and while I'm not a construction person myself, in fact, just simply putting up a bookshelf is a major task for me. We are, I would say, right on schedule with where we expected to be at this point. The great weather has certainly helped us out. There was a period where we didn't have such nice weather. It was very cold, and I know they weren't able to work on things as much as they had wanted to. But with the good weather we've been having, it's been a much faster process. And the good news is, too, we hope to be ready for next year's pork roast. We'll see where we're at in terms of the facilities being completed, or at least being operational for us to use.
What will the exterior of the buildings look like, and will the remainder of the lot be all parking, or will there be some green space too?
When I first started at Marquette last year, I was surprised to see that the buildings looked so much different from each other. They were building a new school on, and we had our old high school. We had the old St. Joseph's building. Since that time, of course, a lot has happened, and they redid the entire exterior of the old high school to make it match the new high school. From my understanding, the new buildings will very much match everything that's already been done over the last couple of years to make it look very, very nice. Now, in terms of the parking situation, we want to make sure to add as many parking spots as we possibly can. The majority of that area will be used for parking. However, there will be a little bit of area added for green space as well. We have to make sure, of course, that when water runs off the parking lot, that it has a place to go. And that's an important part. And we have to do that. There's city regulations behind all that. And not only are we going to be paving that parking lot, but we're looking to pave the alleyways that go by the school and by the parish as well.
So obviously such a big project takes a lot of money. So from a monetary standpoint, how are we able to add these new buildings to our current facilities?
We are very blessed of the people in our community. Anytime it seems that there is a challenge for the people of our community to meet in order to help out a parish or help out a school, they rise to that challenge. It's an amazing thing to be a part of. It's an amazing thing to see. And we simply could not do it without the people in our community. And even for those who can't give much financially, there's always seems to be a desire to give in talent or give in time. And these donations are just as valuable as anything in terms of a monetary donation. In addition to that, even our students have been able to give what they can. Remember always, it's not the size of the gift, but the fact that you give. And this is an important apart. When we try raising $3.2 million, it's not a small task. It's not a small goal. And yet, over the course of the last few months, we've been able to have that much raised and pledged, and we anticipate some people might find that over the course of 5 years, they're no longer able to meet that pledge. And that's why we still are accepting and encourage people to consider a donation to our project.
In your opinion, what part of the new buildings will be most convenient to have?
In my opinion, and I'm coming as a school administrator on this opinion, and as a coach, I coach track here at Marquette in addition to the other responsibilities I have. The new practice gymnasium is something we lost when we tore down the old St. Joseph's building. And we have one gymnasium. And that one gymnasium during basketball season, for example, needs to host girls varsity basketball, girls junior varsity basketball, boys varsity and junior varsity basketball, junior high girls and boys basketball. It is a very, very busy place in addition to hosting all of the other activities that happen over the course of the school year. A practice gymnasium will be amazing. Although, a close second would be the cafeteria that's attached right to our school. No longer will students need to cross a street and go outside in the cold every time they want to go to lunch. We're going to have that cafeteria attached right to our building.
That will be very convenient. Have there been any setbacks in the project this far?
Not that I'm aware of. In fact, in terms of setbacks, I think we've experienced more blessings than setbacks. It's something that when we have a committed group of construction workers and people that are wanting and able to complete this project of high quality, they take special attention to the details that it will take. Of course, the weather could always cooperate a little bit more. It always seems like that's the case with construction. But in terms of any major setbacks, there certainly haven't been any.
And finally, is there anything else you'd like our listeners to know regarding this endeavor?
The only thing that I would say, in addition to everything I've already said, is a sincere thank you to anyone who's given of time, talent, or treasure. We truly are blessed to be in this area. We're truly blessed to have you, the listeners here to the show, and the people of our community in our area. And so, again, thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Kaiser, for joining us today and providing us with the updates on the new construction.
Thank you. God bless.
Miranda and I can't wait to enjoy the new facilities, and listeners, we also can't wait to have you join us after these words from our sponsors. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Marquette in Motion. Here now is Katherine Heimbuck to tell us more about parent-teacher conferences, which are being held next week.
Parent-teacher conferences will be held on Wednesday, March 8th from 3:30 to 8:30. Thursday, March 9th, conferences will also be held, but by appointment only. Students will be let out of school early on Wednesday and Thursday at 12:10, so that teachers may prepare for the conferences, as it's quite an endeavor compiling all the data for each and every student they teach. During parent-teacher conferences, parents can hear from the teachers regarding how their child is doing, not only academically, but behaviorally and socially as well. Conferences are also a time to discuss a student's standardized test results, including such tests as Iowa assessments, formerly known as Iowa Tests of Basic Skills, MAP assessments, and FAST assessments. Many parents find these conferences to be quite valuable as they are given another opportunity to have an in-depth conversation with their child's teacher, learning about their child's growth and how they can help foster continued growth. Remember that after your child's conference, you're invited to check out the junior high science fair that will be held in the MEC lobby on Wednesday from 5:15 to 6:15. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Katherine Heimbuck.
There's no mistake about it. Here now is Justina Denlinger.
A portion of Marquette students attend the St. Donatus Parish in St. Donatus, and their annual Steak Fry and Social is this weekend on March 4th from 4:30 to 8 p.m. at St. Donatus Parish Center. There will be a choice of Calmus ribeye or 2 grilled chicken breasts, potato, vegetable, salad, and a dinner roll for $18. There will be a raffle and cash bar, and everyone is welcome. Advance tickets are available at Calmus's and B&G Feed or can be purchased tonight at the door. There will be a kids' hot dog meal available for ages 10 and under for $5. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Justina Denlinger.
Up next are Sam Peters and Jonathan Herrick to answer more advice-related questions in You Ask, We Answer. Are you ready, guys?
Yep, we're ready.
Okay, the first question reads,
With the musical coming up, there are many long, late practices every night. Any advice to make these seem not so long and painful?
Well, one of the most important things with that is time management. So if you are in a spring sport before then, once you get out of that practice right after school, then you need to eat your supper and then use that whatever time you have in that middle time to get your homework done as best as you can, and just always take advantage of whatever time you have to do homework, because you will be very busy with how late musical practices go.
Okay, and the second question. I'm already doing track and enjoying it very much. However, the golf coach approached me and asked me to go out for golf. How do I kindly decline?
I think you just go up and say, I'm really busy and I want to devote all of my efforts to track and want to do really well in that. So I don't think I'll be able to play this year.
Okay, thanks. And lastly, Lent is now here, and I'm looking to do something to make my life better. What are some things I can do or give up for Lent?
Well, some of the classic things that people give up are things that involve eating healthier and living a healthier lifestyle, as well as doing things that will make you use your time more wisely and get your schoolwork and other work done when you have opportunities to, so that you don't skip out.
I think that if you want to really get something out of Lent, then you can go and maybe not so much to settle into the routine that you do every year, but go and do something different, something that means more.
Thanks for all the great advice, guys. Stay tuned. Marquette in Motion will be back after these messages. Welcome back to Marquette in Motion. Here now again are Sam Peters and Jonathan Herrig, only this time with all the Marquette sports and updates.
Thanks, Miranda. This past Monday, Marquette's varsity girls basketball team played in their first game out at state in Des Moines. Marquette started out the game with a strong 10-0 lead in the first quarter against opponent Kingsley Pearson. However, in the second quarter, Kingsley Pearson made up for their lack of scoring in the first quarter to make the halftime score up 35-34. The game was neck and neck nearly the whole way in the second half, but in the last minutes, Marquette was unable to capitalize and gain the lead once again, causing Marquette to lose 61-65. Congratulations on a great season, girls. During the game, senior Marissa Schrader was able to break her own school scoring record, as well as the record for most points scored in a Class 1A state tournament game, with 38 points in one game. And on Friday, Marissa was recognized for her leadership qualities on and off the court. Congratulations, Marissa.
Thanks, Jonathan. Now that Marquette basketball is completely done for the season, we are moving on to the spring sports seasons. Track has already started for the boys and girls, and soon, on March 13th, soccer practice will also start. Everyone is excited to start new sports seasons. Also, stop in and see the middle schoolers' projects at the Science Fair on Wednesday, March 8th, from 5:15 to 6:15 during parent-teacher conferences. Finally, great job and good luck to Hallie Kilberg, Kelsey Gerlach, Amanda and Ashley Coos, and Luke Keys on receiving 1 ratings and making it to the individual state speech competition. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Sam Peters.
And Jonathan Herrig with your Marquette Sports and Updates report.
Thanks, guys. Now interviewing Madeline Jackson are Kelsey Gerlach and Brooklyn Moore.
Hello, everyone. I'm Brooklyn Moore.
And I'm Kelsey Gerlach.
And today we'll be interviewing Madeline Jackson, who's a senior at Marquette.
So, Madeline, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Well, like I said, I'm a senior, and I'm on the dance team and cheer squad, and I'm captain for both.
So, Madeline, with senior year comes a lot of last moments. Your most recent last moment was this past week. How was your last moment cheering?
It was really fun. I'm just glad I got to experience state with the rest of my girls.
So, other than cheering, what are some other activities you participate in?
Well, I'm on stage crew for the plays and musicals, and I'm also on the dance team.
What's your favorite activity and why?
Definitely dancing, because I've been doing it since I was little, and it's my favorite pastime to just keep the stress off.
Oh. Speaking of your last year of high school, do you know where you're going to college yet?
Yes, I'm going to Kirkwood Community College for early childhood education.
So that sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm sure you're looking forward to college, but what are you going to miss the most about Marquette other than me?
Definitely the atmosphere of just a small school where everyone knows everyone and just getting along with everyone.
Okay, now for some fun questions. What's one thing you can't live without?
Definitely my dog.
So if you could go anywhere or do anything for one day, where or what would it be?
Go anywhere? Well, if I could, fly anywhere, I'd fly to Bellevue, but I'd take the long way, so I'd go all the way around the world and then come back, so I'd experience everything.
If it doesn't make you too squirmish answering it, what is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is definitely... Okay, so I'm very scared of fireworks. I don't like the way how they pop. So every 4th of July, I have to stay inside.
So we have one final question. How do you, Madeline Jackson, want to be remembered here at Marquette Catholic?
Just someone who tried to make things as fun as possible, but still reach their goals.
Okay, perfect. Well, that concludes our interview. Thanks for letting us interview you, Madeline, and thanks to all of our listeners. For Mark in Motion, this has been Brooklyn Moore.
And Kelsey Gerlach.
With Tell Us More.
Thanks for reporting, everyone.
And thank you for tuning in. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Hallie Kilberg
And Miranda Peters. And remember, stay informed, stay involved, stay
in motion.